Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dragagon, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. So, we're going to be looking at making a bit of progress today. First up on my list is to knock out this thing of tungsten steel right down here. It took about 2.5 hours in order to smelt an entire stack and then put it through the freezer. It took another 17-18 minutes, not a whole lot of time. But there it is, an entire stack of the tungsten steel. And that didn't do anything I thought it would do. I thought for sure it would do something other than unlock that, but it appears that it does not. So I've got more work ahead of me. One of the things I'm going to do is make a quick trip over to Mars and knock out this pitch blende quest. I'll also see if I can find one of the scheelite veins that has lithium in it, so I can just knock out that quest as well, and that will open up the quest to start the Alloy Blast Smelter. From there, the other thing I'm working on is it's taking some time, so I went ahead and bred up 23 of these plants over here. Found a spot. The reason it's 23 is because 2 of the spots have dirt posts underneath them, so I can't put the uranium under it. But there is my small field of Reactoria. There you can see one should get harvested soon. Hopefully that will provide me with some uranium leaves. These things make 2 different types of leaves. It makes uranium and Reactoria leaves. And unfortunately, the Reactoria leaves don't work for the uranium-238 ore. So I have to wait until I get enough of the uranium leaves, these guys. And so while it's doing its thing, I've slowly been gathering enough of it up to work towards that stack of purified uranium-238 ore so that I can put it over in the sifter way over there and get it sifted into Radon. So that will be a fun adventure. I'm going to pick this guy up. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll pick it up or not. I do have quite a bit of the pitch blende already. Yeah, full stack of the regular ore version. So I'll probably just be grabbing that stack, bring it back here, and then grind it down, and then put it back into my system so I'm not taking up more than one of these guys worth of ores. One other bit of goings on. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this, but over here in the bees, what are these guys? My industrious bees are 5 pollen clusters away from making that Alveary, so I cannot wait. I've just been making a bunch of the untreated frames to help them produce a little bit faster, these pollen clusters, and as you can see, I am so very close to being able to make my Alveary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and figure out what stuff I'm going to take with me to the planet. You can see I've also been grinding up on some titanium. I have 2 more stacks here. I've got nitrogen, and I'm doing some aluminum real fast because I still need to work out how I'm dealing with my LCR over there. And then I've got more than enough stainless steel to smelt in order to complete the rest of those distillery towers that I've been basically doing nothing with. So the time will come where I will soon be doing that stuff, and then from there we can begin to work with all of those fluids. The primary one I'm kind of looking at real soon is helium. Some stuff is going to start needing helium soon, and so I'd like to set up the 2 crackers behind it, run some power over to it, and have those things up and running in the very near future so that I can then process the refinery gas and naphtha into its various parts, some of which does include helium. So yeah, looking forward to a lot of that stuff. I'm probably going to make up a ton more steel because I still am in need of crud, I still need regular steel for, I forget what. The aluminum is going for input and output, hatches and buses and whatnot. I forget what I need the steel for, but it'll come to me, I'm sure. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and pop off and get myself running around. Oh, you can see there in the text box, I am also looking at how to get to Kami, the Kami stuff. Let me pull open my magic bag. In the background, while I was waiting for the plants to breed up stats, I was going through and getting everything. I went ahead and picked up Research Mastery, Research Duplication, the Deconstruction Table. I then was on Thaumaturgy, and I got everything with the exception of the Bone Staff Core, this Wand Focus, and then this Wand Focus. Let's see here. Yeah, that was all of that one. On the Alchemy tab, I went ahead and got the soap and stuff. I'm going to start making use of that soon. I also got all of the purification stuff to count for that. On the Artifice tab, I have left the Brain in a Jar, the Infusion enchantment, and then the Fortress Armor, Primal Arrows, the Sinister Lodestone, the Hand Mirror, and I think that's it for that one. On the Golemancy tab, still left with the Butcher, Thaumium Golems, Flesh Golems, Advanced Golems, and there's a few more things on here that I just haven't unlocked yet that I also have to get to. And then from there, the last thing is on the Thaumic Tinkers. I believe I have to do the Cursed Blade, and then I have to do this Osmotic Enchanter to get all of its enchants, so that's kind of annoying. It's a moderate there. I think I also need the Wand Focus of Dislocation, which is another moderate. So yeah, lots of warpy things that I'm going to be required to do in order to get myself to open up the Aquarium so that I can work my way towards the pure tier, so that I can skip all of this warpy stuff. I can just unlock every warpy thing, consume the tier, and then go and get myself zapped to death by lightning and all kinds of craziness. So yeah, lots of fun in store for me ahead. Oh, no, that wasn't another one. I thought I had gotten another one. Still 5 more to go. So anyway, I've got my work cut out for me. I will see you guys back here after a bit. All right. That last bit of pollen finally came in, and I am down to the last 8 pieces of paneling. So there they go. And this will give me everything I need in order to complete that next section of the quest. Here we go, right there, 24. So, there's my 216 paneling. I already went through the process of getting the oak wood and the seed oil in order to make the impregnated casings, and now it's time to make the actual pieces of Alveary, which is nothing more than a bunch of time in an assembler. So, we'll go ahead and grab those casings. I accidentally left those up inside my box of bee stuff up here. So let's grab these things and knock this quest out. There we go. And here we are. 27 of those, and start slapping these guys in. I have another stack of aluminum going over there. But fortunately I have a battery here, and it's hooked up, unfortunately, on 1 amp of HV. So that battery is definitely necessary for getting through this. But that is definitely a good thing there. Can start making these pieces of Alveary. I'll bring you guys back in when it's a little closer to being done. And we're down to the last couple of Alveary parts there. 25 and a few more seconds on 26 and then 27. In the meantime, I'm going to run over here, and I need 1, 2. Nope, just 1. Give me, no, just give me 1. because the last bit of this quest is to go ahead and get 9 of these oak wood slabs, and there's all 27 of those. There it is. Quest complete, Alvearies. Now, before I put this thing together, I should actually take a look at, yeah, the upgrades and stuff. So, to upgrade it, it wants us to make 1 each of these other things here. So that'll be nice. A rain shield, that'll be wonderful. Hatchery, if I want to get into genetics, which I do because gendustry is far, far out of my reach right now. An Alveary sieve, instead of pollen, it's stored here and can be manually applied. Interesting. Okay. Stabilizer, don't really care as much about that. High grow regulator, that will be good for controlling the humidity. Swarmer, so that it can plant hives around, which will give ignobles, so that'll be good just to get some ignobles, and then frame housing. So the primary thing I'm going to be dealing with is probably the hygro regulator, just because that thing will set it up so that I can hopefully use the bees here in this area. I can stick it somewhere like here or down there or someplace nearby, so that I don't need to, so that I don't have to have come up here all the time, and also so that I don't have to have it sitting right here on this edge where it's the Erie biome. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the Erie biome there. So if I can put it a little bit closer to power, I think there is, yeah, I don't have it yet. It's probably, one of these should be something more like the lighting, the Alveary lighting, so I can, so I don't have to worry about not having access to the sky or something along those lines, so that I can put it, I don't know, down here or something to keep a little bit better eye on it. So anyway, I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put this, and I'm going to see about getting the stuff necessary to set these guys up. But in the meantime, I think it is high time I take the rocket up and get the materials. So I will see you guys on Mars. Alright, I went ahead and dug out a nice area and ended up getting my stack of pitch blende, my 16 uraninite ore, and that of course completed the retrieval task for that pitch blende ore. That now unlocks this guy, the Blast Alloy Smelter. Looks like you get a choice of different ink alloys or titanium dust in order to set this guy up. So that will be something that in future episodes I'll be looking at making. I believe it also requires a, Blast Smelter heat containment coils. Yeah, that's these things. All right. But that needs stabaloy, which is uranium and titanium that way, so that will be fun to make. And then a titanium gear casing, which is some titanium surrounded by steel and 2 titanium gears. So that'll put some of the titanium that I made to use. I'll need 16 of these guys, which I believe this is like 10. So yeah, that's going to be more than 2 stacks of titanium. It's a good thing I have been mining or smelting up as much as I have so far. I didn't use my miner because I just kind of wanted to get this done and over with. I probably could have used the miner, but yeah, I didn't want to stand here and wait around that long. The other thing I need to do is find some of that lithium, so I can just knock out that real easy quest. And then the next thing after this is going to be maybe jumping over to Phobos. I really don't want to, but it does have that Aura Hurricane that I have not retrieved yet. So there is that to look forward to. And then down here, EU packets flowing everywhere. I'm willing to bet that is the power substation quest, which would be nice to get. Let's see, GT++. Whew. that guy opens up a whole lot of stuff. The 9-in-1, a pump, slicer, industrial slicer, energy buffers. I don't know what some of these other ones are. Industrial coke oven. So yeah, lots of quests unlock on the GT++ tab just by unlocking the alloy smelter. So that'll be the next thing, because all of these things, all of these larger things, they require some of these special ink alloys that you can only craft in the Alloy Blast Smelter. So we will look forward to starting that mess at some point. Likewise, I'll be working my way towards getting my epichlorohydrin and bisphenol set up so that I can make epoxid. And then I also would like to get a better start on this stuff, on the applied energistics stuff. I would like to start setting up crafting, and the first things I really want to craft are the, what are they called? The circuits. So I want to get a few things set up so that I can craft all the parts for circuits, and then just tell this thing, hey, go make some circuits, and I can go find other things to do. One additional thing that I do need to do is set up my power. That's again relying on the what's it called? It is relying on the uranium. So I may skip some of the quadrupling. I haven't decided yet. Uraninite, I believe I can quadruple with the other stuff. Let's just give it a quick look. Can this stuff be quadrupled with uranium? No. So this stuff also requires the uranium. Oh, and it wants... Oh no, water. It's only mercury if you're using combs. Okay. So yeah, got my work cut out for me. Got a bit ahead to go. And then we shall see you guys here after I've returned with all of my stuff. All right, with the Alveary done and returning back from Mars, I finally had enough of the uranium leaves to get a full 64 of the purified ore. Now, I'm a little leery of anything that is radioactive. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be dying to radioactive stuff, so I do have my hazmat suit. Now, one of the things I should be focusing on is the, not the quantum suit, but what's this other one? Sorry, hopefully I don't go off on some tangent here. This guy, the nano suit, because it says it provides full hazmat protection. It would be nice to grab my the 4 energy crystals that I made, turn them into nano crystals, and then get this stuff up and running and start working with nano suit armor. I do like the glider on the dark armor. That's just a fan favorite of mine. But for the time being, I've got this going on. Now, I also have pitch blend being ground up over here that I just need to put away. That was the 64 that I got from Mars. So anyway, there is the purified uranium ore. I have to be careful not to go near the edge, because more than likely I'm liable to jump and expect my glider to be on, and yeah, I will fall either to my death or, if I'm lucky, hit my copter suit. So let's see here. Let's head back to that real quick. Uranium, this guy. So there's my purified ore. I need to stick it into a sifter now that it is purified, and we'll see if we get some radon out of that. That zap you heard is my node up there. You can see it still sucking away at stuff. Maybe I'll take you guys up there and show you what that is all about. But in the meantime, having my radiation suit on, let's power up this sifter. Yes, no, maybe so. Interesting. Why does it not want to work is now the real question. I've got an HV. It goes to the MV. Down volts. Brings it up and in. Does it not like uranium? I may not be able to do that with this purified uranium. I may actually have to use a real sifter. That's unfortunate. Oh, never mind. It requires HV power. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to swap out some gear. Let me just show you guys real quick what I've got going on up here, though. I have all 8 of those nodes still up here. Actually, let's do this. Let's grab my goggles. So there's one of them right there. Oh, it looks like it finally killed off that one. A couple more there. I've got one there. It killed off this one over here, and I've got that one there. And this is my node so far. Not too bad. I just let it, you know, sit. I mean, anytime I'm in my base, it's within loading distance, and so it can zap away. And as you can see, it's grown to quite the healthy size. I should double check and make sure I still have all the elements, though. Let's see here. Water Ordo, Percancio, more Herba, Ordo and Aqua, Perdicio and Terra, and then Ignis and that. So it looks like I do not have a source of air anymore, so I may need to go find another node. Oh wait, nope, there's some. Alright, so yeah, those are my nodes. They're growing this guy quite nicely. And there he goes again. So I just let that sit over here and do its thing. Eventually it'll be to a decent size. I would like to get it up to like 100 in each, just so that I can have that snagged down to a 10 when it's energized. So yeah, doing real well there. Let's see here. Put those back and off we go. And I'm going to need an HV power input. That's a dynamo, recycler, gas turbine. Well, I may break into my Build-A-Bag then and snack one of these guys. And then along with that, I am going to need... There's some aluminum cable. Sorry, I thought I heard paw prints or something. Yeah, this should be more than enough there. Sometimes up on that dirt up there, I get those stinking ocelots spawning, and they trample my crops up there, so I get really irritated when I hear them. 4 should be enough for that. I might need a couple extra of those to move the power cord along. This will be good, though. Get this guy upgraded to HV power. Does mean I will need to make one more HV power supply for after I get oh, what is it? When I get those my 2 distillery towers. No, those 2 are for the oil crackers. So when I want to get the oil crackers up and running, it just means a little bit of extra work in the future. All right, let's go ahead and we'll take this guy out. We'll take that guy out. Give me that. Put that back. Let's go ahead and take that out. Wrench that. Wrench that there. Slap that one there, and I need to reverse it. Right? No, that's going to go down. Huh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I do not like that. That one says it's in step-down mode. This one says it's in step-down mode, but they have the different faces on them. Really don't like that. That just worries me. Anyway, let's see here. You're the aluminum cable, so we'll do this. Watch, this is probably a bad idea right here. All right. So far, so good there. Those guys need HV power. So I'm going to need to do this and this. Hook those up so they have power again. And now I can do that, that, and that. Make sure none of those connect, and connect there. So there we go. Now that we have that, it used up one of those, really? Huh. Alright, well that's unfortunate. Alright, womp. And there it goes. Oh, and I want to do this before I accidentally somehow get some radon stuck right in there. That'd be terrible. Alright, now we just wait. This is only processing one at a time because it does require HV power, so there is no bonus parallelization, but that's alright. It also meant that I don't have to have an HV sifter over there somewhere to deal with it all. And there we are. There is our first piece of radon. Alright. And it says we need 2 of them. So hopefully we will get a second one. And this all is still set up there, so we're good. That guy is still set up there. We're good. Alright. Well, I'm going to let this process. I will bring you guys back in when it's a little closer to being done. And there, the last one is now done. I went ahead and was grabbing them. These things do not stack. So I was grabbing them one at a time. You can see the earliest one's down here at 4,300. The newest one is there at 4,480. And it's slowly ticking down. So, gotta remember not to jump over the edges and fall to my death, because that would not be fun. And I'm going to walk this all the way over to the base. And the reason for that is because right there, you can see the chest next to the anvil, and that thing is my radioactive chest. I can put this stuff inside of it, and it will continue to tick down without me having to hold on to it and be wearing my suit. So, no, I can't. Oh, there it goes. I can't, like, shift-click it in, but I can drag and drop it one at a time into there. So awesome. Out of a stack of 64, I got almost a complete box of them. Very nice. All right, now I should be able to do this, and then we're going to go grab, excuse me, the purified uranium and the little bit of lead that came with it. Yes, hello, pretty bird. So, here we go. And of course, this uranium, I believe I can compress this into, yeah, the uranium-238 that I need from IC2, and that stuff will be what I can use to mix in, I believe it's the assembler, yep, in order to make the enriched uranium nuclear fuel. This guy takes uranium-235, and that I can get with the uranite. So yeah, coming right along for getting enough uranium up and running for us to start our first nuke. So yeah, I'm going to let this stuff time out. I'm going to work on I'll work on everything else I need to work on, and we'll see you guys back after a while. Alright, I am back yet again. You can see over there I have my Alveary set up. For those of you who remember me opening loot bags, I also had the rain shield and the Alveary lighting that I was storing up in the chest up there. I went ahead and stuck those on. That means now my Alveary can run rain or shine, day or night. It makes it very handy to keep the bees going. My Imperial bees that give the royal jelly are shortest lifespan and fast production, and they get randomly between 1 and 5 royal jelly per lifespan on those guys, and the lifespan's fairly quick. So I actually am building up a thing of royal jelly simply because a lot of these things in here, especially this frame housing, wanting 4 proven frames which need the royal jelly and the honeydew, and then I'll have to figure out a way to do the propolis and silky propolis. I may end up moving the Alveary up here somewhere and having to let it run with the tropical bees to get some of that silky propolis out. So anyway, yeah, that's over there. Over here, I have a pair of troll plants. Troll plants are amusing little critters. They change what their plant is based on their growth. At growth stage 1, they look like Aurelia plants. 2, you can see here, they look like diarrhea. At 3, they look like tear stalks. 4, they look like ender blooms, and then 5, they finally look like the what you would be used to with a troll plant of some purple stalks with troll heads on top of them. The reason I am growing these guys is because I am looking to make plutonium, and these guys have a rare chance at dropping plutonium, so I figure if I stick it up in the farm and their parts come out, I can deal with that then. The real reason I brought you back in, however, is because down here my stuff finally finished. Took 75 minutes like it says it does. And there's my suit. I don't know if this is radioactive or not. Apparently you can't shift click it out of there either. You have to actually physically click it and drag it out. And then from here, I believe we electrolyze it. Yeah. HV electrolyzer, and we'll get out some radon. So I'm going to need to come over here, and that thing is out, so let's grab these, put that stuff away, and let's see, I'll just pop those in. They'll give me some radon after taking some time to process, so we'll let that do its thing over there. In the meantime, I should be able to take off that stuff again and run around without jumping off a ledge and killing myself. While that was timing down, I went ahead and did another stack of titanium. As you saw, it's going to take quite a bit of titanium in order to get through the stuff I need for the... Oh, what quest was that? Now I can't even remember what quest that was. Was it this one? No, it was this guy. Right, I'm going to need a lot of titanium to get through these blast smelter heat containment coils, so I may as well get those started. In the meantime, I am going to get another stack of titanium going, just so that I have more that I can use to get through the lovely AE2 stuff that I hope to get through. I will probably have to make another 4 stacks of the purified ore out of a stack of the crushed that I got from the small stuff I was working with earlier. So yeah, lots and lots of progress. It's coming at a fairly steady pace right now, which is nice. Yeah, there's the radon right there. 144 each, and then I've got to get at least one whole canister out of that. So yeah, fantastic. In the meantime, I am going to run away, let things take its course, breed up those plants a bit more, get some more parts out of the alveary, and I'll see you guys back here after a while. Well, it's been a couple of days since I had a chance to play, and the first thing I did when I decided to get on was I went and created the chemical bath. The chemical bath is fairly simple little contraption. It's just a pump, 2 conveyor modules, a pair of HV processors, a hull, some glass, and a piece of glass cable. This is necessary, however, if you are looking to make the next part of the quest. So that's right here underneath. For whatever reason, it's underneath what's in the box, probably because it just happens to deal with radon. But the next part is to take and create 4 quantum eyes. Now, I have the stuff necessary to make 8 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and make 8 of them. My only problem is that if you notice, the next quest is going to be the You're Gonna Hate This quest, which is, of course, the sensor and the emitter. And unfortunately, I don't have any more EV chips to be able to do something with that, so I'm pretty much just knocking this quest out to knock it out. Now, I had said right before the last break that I was going to work on leveling up the troll plants. I did that, and I put them in a couple of spots already up in the farm. There were the 2 plots that I couldn't make use of where the uranium plants were, the reactoria. So I went ahead and in those 2 spots where I couldn't put the ore because I need the pillars to line up underneath, I went ahead and put those troll plants right there. I've also been running over and every once in a while moving stuff out of the alveary. I haven't automated it. It's probably pretty simple. I can probably just do something similar with a hopper and a pair of pipes, but I haven't done anything like that yet. So right now I'm just manually running them around, but they have been producing quite a bit of the royal jelly and dripping combs, so I've been collecting those and making use of those. I'm also smelting up another stack of titanium. I went ahead and got all the dust purified for 4 more stacks of titanium, and it's currently, actually, I think it's done, because I put them in here. Yep, there they are. 1 stack of that 4 are done. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and break this guy, break that guy, and get these things slapped into here. Now, I don't actually need those parts in order to put this in. I can just slap it on top and see if we're set to push, which we are. All right, excellent. So I'm going to put both of those in. There they go. And 8 eyes of Ender. Now, this is an MV cable. And it may be far enough away that this thing is going to stop working. We'll see. Hopefully not, but it is possible that it won't be able to keep up just like that. So I'm going to have to steal a power crystal real quick just to give it enough oomph to get over that bump and get those created. So I'm going to let that create. In the meantime, I am going to... so one of the decisions I came to, I was looking at all the work I was doing for the stainless for this stuff, and it turns out that most of the stuff that I get from fermented biomass, which is this taller of the 2 towers, I don't actually need to make. I either make it through other processes, or I can get it more easily with what I'm about to do, which is to set up the other stuff for the cracked refinery gas and cracked naphtha. So I'm probably going to cut that one out of my small build and have 4 of them over there. However, it turns out that I can use the 5th distillery later on as part of the platinum processing chain. There is a thing of ruthenium, I think it is, that requires a distillery tower in order to make it from hot ruthenium to regular. I think that's part of the chain. Hopefully it is. Hopefully I don't need it to be hot and then go somewhere else. So I do have a use for another distillery tower. It just won't be for fermented biomass, which means I also won't really be making use of that pyrolyzed oven over there, and that's mainly because I like to use this setup over here to get wood tar, and that gets me the rest of the byproducts for stuff like the industrial TNT. So I am going to smelt up some more stainless. I have quite a few stacks of that, and I'll just grab some oxygen and get that going. And while I've got that going, we can check back on the ender eyes real quick. But like I say, there's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do with the ender eyes right now, simply because I don't have the EV chips to be able to do something with them. So that will be next up on my list, is getting more of those taken care of. So I will, let me just grab those real quick, complete that quest, and then I'm going to break away and probably get to work on some other stuff. So there we go. 5 quantum eyes. I only needed 4. And then, yeah. Oh, and that's going to be necessary for making the EV circuit assembler, which is what I'm going to be required in order to make the LUV chips, as well as some IV chips. And that will get me into, probably into that tier 6 stuff. So that will be interesting. But yeah, these guys, I need to make a pair of chips for this one, and 1 chip for this one. So I'm going to break away, get working on that stuff, and I will be back here after a while. And I just noticed the time on this video. I'm running it at 40 minutes, one of my lengthier videos. But I thought I'd bring you guys back in one last quick little bit. I've been doing a lot of work in the background to get these guys set up. I now have 4 LCRs, I have 4 distillery towers, and I have the 2 oil crackers. Now, the idea here is that this guy, for the time being, produces tetrafluoroethylene, the polydimethylsiloxane pulp, which is the silicon rubber pulp, and then it also produces the phosphoric acid. The phosphoric acid goes over here. This guy, once I get some more of these pipes, it's definitely going to be spaghetti time. But I forget which one, or maybe it's both of these guys, gives the benzene and propane. It's either propane or propene necessary in order to mix with the phosphoric acid and then oxygen through one of these hatches. And those will then output phenol and acetone into this guy. The other thing it was going to be used for is to pump in ammonia and get out nitric acid. So that is the other part of this, the oxygen and ammonia mix to make the nitric acid, and then I've got like an output for water back here, which I don't care about. But the phenol and the acetone join in here and mixes with, it'll be water, oxygen, and mercury, along with the, what's the other thing that this thing needs? Propene, I believe, is this one. Yeah, this one is definitely propene that comes from over there. And this guy will only output, he'll output water here. This will be the hydrochloric acid up into this hatch here. I have this hatch that points up into this hatch here. That's going to be for epichlorohydrin to go in, and then out at the very top will be epoxid. This guy over here, if you can't tell, he is hooked up to this little 5-high distillery tower because, of course, he's going to be desulfurizing all of my fuels. I already have it set up to output heavy fuel. These 2 are locked. Well, all 3 of these are locked. So the heavy fuel, the light fuel, and the hydrogen sulfide. Now, the hydrogen sulfide, I plan on putting like a fluid import bus there and run it over to that guy over there so that it can make the sulfuric acid. And eventually, if this thing fills up all the pipes or whatever that runs all the way over there, this thing will just void the excess, and I'm not too worried about that. These two right here are going to be for the refinery gas and the naphtha, which will come up into these two hatches here on the crackers. I'm going to bring a water line over and around and probably put... I'm going to put the water heater that is currently doing the ethylene setup there here so that it can crack both of those, and then the outputs will go over into their respective towers, this one, and then that way I can get out those byproducts. You can see this guy reaches up pretty high there. You can also see my really large cables. I did an HV... This is just a normal voltage transformer. It'll take in the 1 amp of EV and convert it into HV, which is what this guy needs in order to make, in order to do the wood tar. And then it comes up into this high amp transformer, and I just figured I'd just go ahead and let it use all 16 amps and run to these guys, and that way I don't have to worry about if they don't have enough power. They'll always have enough power no matter how far this line stretches at this point, so I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, that is everything that I've been working on offline. I'm going to retool this setup over here to start making use of this over there, and then we'll be having lots of fun. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Once I have all of this stuff at least close to being set up, I'll bring you guys back in and walk you through the full setup in the next video. Till then.